What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shake 72 coming guys with a video right now. I hope you guys are having a good day today. We are going to go over the press conference between Nick Sirianni, Andy Weidel, and Howie Roseman. Pre-draft, I guess, meeting, press conference. Just going to talk about a few things. Obviously, there's two major things I want to talk about, but a few things I do want to talk about. You know, Howie Roseman did talk about the trade back from 6 to 12, saying he didn't want to really, if you have a chance to get a first-round pick from a team for next year, you know, to steal a first-round pick, you know, you go ahead and do it, which I understand why they did it. If they were offered a first-round pick, automatically, like, hands down a first-round pick, you know, for that 6 overall, and then they get a 4th-round pick, you know, that we didn't have for this year, that gives us 11 picks. You know, I understand why they did it, but it is what it is. Nick Sirianni talking about wide receivers. Obviously, there was no answers given, and you know, it's the draft. They're not gonna. This draft. It's the week. It's a week before the draft, and they're not going to go over, you know, who they're interested in. Obviously, we're not gonna get the answers we want. But just talked about, you know, trading up, trading down in this draft. You know, Howie Roseman talked about talking to teams. They have been in contact with teams about trading up or down. They're not going to say which one, obviously, but they like to get something done before the draft. So there is probably something there that we could be excited about. I don't know. But as of right now, I think this is just dull. I think they're just keeping everything on the DL, obviously, and they're just going to roll with what they're doing. Talked about the relationships between the scouts and the ownership, and you know, just the coaches and the scouts, and the relationship and how they've been communicating. And the scouts will be in next week, obviously, to talk about the players and what they're seeing, and, you know, obviously who the targets are going to be. There's two things, and one thing I have to say. Someone asked about the QB competition. Is there going to be competition, and do you have a starting quarterback? And Nick Sirianni said, nah, we're going to have a competition. They still don't know the starting quarterback yet, which means that they could draft a quarterback this year. Which I'm telling you right now, I don't get this. I'll never get this answer. We will never get this answer. You drafted a quarterback in the second round. You know, when you drafted him in the second round, you guys were clapping your hands. You guys were all smiles on the phone, and you know, you're doing all this. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. A 4-game sample size, playing behind a $128 million quarterback, $128 million quarterback that just left your franchise. Okay, that left your franchise that already quit on himself and the team by that Green Bay game when he got benched, quote unquote. Okay. And you have a guy that's mentally strong and working his tail off this offseason and doesn't care what anybody thinks about him, but is going to prove everybody wrong and going to try to prove everybody wrong. Okay. And you're not even going to at least just give him a shot. This could all be a smokescreen because they don't want to say who. They probably don't want to say who their starting quarterback is, just because they still want teams to know that. They still want teams to believe that they're getting a quarterback. Okay, so I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you right now, they draft a quarterback in the first round. I'm gonna be beyond furious. Like, baffles my mind to even think that. You just drafted one in the second round last year, and 4-game sample size, and you're just like, nope. Joe Flacco has a chance to be a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm telling you right now, Joe Flacco is washed. Joe Flacco is just a guy that's going to come in for a couple plays if that's the case, or a game if that's the case. Other than that, Joe Flacco could take advantage of this situation, which he did because of this young coaching staff. Their franchise quarterback's not here, and obviously Jalen Hurts isn't QB1 right now. So Joe Flacco took advantage of that, came here, and thinks he's going to, you know, avenge his name back into the league as a starting quarterback, which is definitely not going to happen, period. Okay? Not going to happen. But is this draft strategy? Is this a draft move? Is this just draft smoke? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Or if this is legit. Obviously, this Saturday on the podcast with Philly 500, we're definitely going to be talking about this, like, a lot. Okay, so that's definitely be another subject to talk about. Secondly, Eagles coach Nick Sirianni challenged draft prospects to rock, paper, scissors to gauge their competitiveness. Why are people still bashing Nick Sirianni for the things that he says? This guy hasn't hit the field yet. Give him a chance. Why is it every time he opens his mouth and he says something corny, which it is what it is? Like, who cares? Like, that's just his personality. That's his passion for football. Like, what? So what? If he went on a video call, you think this is the only thing he did? You think he did rock, paper, scissors? And what's the big deal? Like, coaches have their own way of doing things. This isn't their draft strategy. Like, everyone's got to relax. Everybody's got to relax on this subject. It's just getting so annoying now that every time this guy opens his mouth, it's like everybody... What is the problem? The guy hasn't hit the field yet. In the same way, these same fans, if he becomes a successful coach, okay, will praise him the next minute. And it just makes me sick to my stomach when I see this. Like, so what? He's having fun with the draft prospects. Maybe he's trying to sell himself. He's a good salesman, guys. You ever think about that? The guy, how do you when you virtually call these draft prospects, you want to sell them the team. You want to sell them that player wants to come here because of what we have here. Okay, he's a salesman. That's what they do. And honestly, I don't think he acts. Sirianni just has this passion, this geek passion, which I don't mind at all. I love it. The way he talked about receivers today, okay, the way he says he's going to use players a certain way. I have full faith in Nick Sirianni. I do. Obviously, our product hasn't hit the field yet, but give the guy a chance. I mean, really. Enough's enough, man. Like, he hasn't even hit the field yet, and you're going to bash him over a quote? Like, who cares what he did? He could have played Monopoly or Candyland with them after they were done talking. I wouldn't even care. He's a salesman. He's trying to sell a player to, do you want to get drafted here? Oh, I want to be there. I want to be an Eagle. I want to be an Eagle. Make sure you draft me. Make sure you do anything you can to draft me. That's the whole point of it. Like, look, I bash my own team. I bash players. I bash coaches. But let me tell you something. Like, during the season, like, if I think Nick Sirianni does a bad job, as well as our quarterback, as well as Jonathan Gannon in this defense, as well as any player that doesn't play to their full 100% potential, yeah, I'm going to call them out on it. There might be a time where I call Nick Sirianni, I might be mad at Nick Sirianni this year. It's bound to happen, but that's just normal. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate the guy as a coach the rest of his, tenure as a Philadelphia Eagle head coach. It just means that, you're doing wrong and I want you to do right, and that's all I want. It doesn't mean anything else other than that. So when he does rock, paper, scissors, like, people read into this. People just read into this, like, I don't get it. Like, what is your motive? Well, sometimes I don't like this fan base, and that's a lot of the time, really, because when it comes to everything, I'm more optimistic, but I'm a realist. You know what I mean? I'm a realist, but I'm optimistic, but at the same time, like, I keep my guard up and I don't go crazy about it, okay? But this guy hasn't hit the field yet. Everyone needs to relax, like, because he plays rock, paper, scissors with a player virtually on obviously Zoom call or whatever he's doing with these draft prospects. Who cares? Okay? Who cares? Relax. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. And there's going to be a lot to talk about this Saturday. Obviously, I put up a poll, guys, I'm trying to figure out a day to stream. I put up a community post. If you guys could vote on that. We have over 300 votes so far, so I do appreciate if more could get in on it. This way I could find out when to stream, and I want to figure out a permanent day. It looks like Friday at 10:30 is becoming that day. So 2 streams, obviously Friday's the stream, then Saturday's the podcast. So it's pretty cool. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That's how I have to get off my chest. So who's the quarterback? I don't know. Smokescreen or not, we'll see. And lay off Nick Sirianni. Lay off. Seriously. It's just getting ridiculous now. And other than that, guys, that's it. So draft time is almost here, guys. I will see you guys later. Shakes, go up, follow us, fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.